YouTube, Blow Yard Gang, Facebook, Instagram, podcast listeners all across the globe. Welcome to another episode of We Talk Combats, the best damn combat sports review show out there today. My name is King, if you don't already know. I'm joined with my fellow host. We'll start introducing them. Introducing them. No, it's horrible. One by one. First up, Queen. How are you today, babe?
I am excellent. Glad to be here. Evolution was awesome. Let's get to it.
Hey, Travis. What up, bro? How you feeling?
I'm good, bro. How everybody else doing?
Can't complain. Justin good. Or BA, how you feeling, bro? I see you over there laughing.
that sounded like Teddy Long. Holla, holla, holla.
Yeah, I know.
I'm good, man. Let's go.
Yes, sir. What up, Devon? How you feeling today, bro?
Yeah,
nice to have you back.
I'm good to go. Nice to be back.
You missed a good one, but if you're new to the show, guys, do us a huge favor and hit the subscribe button to the right of Devon's left shoulder, if you could. Also hit the like button as well, and that notification bell, if you could. While you're at it, follow us over at We Talk Combat Clips, where we do all our condensed versions of our shows. If you're interested in watching short versions, you don't have a, I guess, high attention span or long attention span, go over there and check that out and help us get out to our goals over there to have the same amount of subscribers we do over here. Also, while we're at it, follow us on all our socials as well, especially Discord, where we show all the main WWE events. We showed Saturday night's main event yesterday, and also we had a watch party for Evolution tonight. So if you don't already know, please check us out over there, especially Discord, where you can follow us and be a part of every one of our watch parties. All right, y'all, if you didn't already know, the first part of the show we get to usually our highs and lows of the week. So we had a few shows this week, so let's get right to it. All right, y'all. First up, we had Monday Night Raw. I guess I can talk about this a little bit. No, I don't really have much to say. I'm going to go around the room, find out everybody's highs and lows and their letter grade, and then we can move on. Queen, let's start with you, babe. What is what were your highs and lows of this show and your letter grade, I guess?
I guess because it was a build up to Evolution, I'll give it a little bit of a better grade than I did last week. I'll give it a C-. We got to see, the Kabuki Warriors coming back together. We got to see a lot of different little tag team matches between the ladies. It was kind of a lead up again, as I said, to Evolution. But I feel like overall, it wasn't too boring of a week. Everything had a place. And I guess I'll wait until we get into the Smackdown portion of everything. But, there was we still don't have a faction name for Seth Rollins people. So it was just kind of like we were really just building up to the weekend of Saturday Night Main Event and, the Gunther and Goldberg match that was going to be coming up. Or, well, now it's happened, but it was coming up. So, yeah, it was all right week, though. C-.
Okay. What up, Travis? What's your overall opinion of Raw this week and your letter grade?
Actually, I get Raw a B- for this week. I was leading off again with the best of LA Night Train again this week for Raw. I know y'all about tired of me about doing
Absolutely
this, but
not. That's your guy. You stay with him.
Everybody need somebody to follow.
Don't worry about that. We're very discreet. But yeah, it was basically a lead up to Saturday's night main event. What else? Oh, I thought the fans were diabolical for cheering for Sammy to get hurt one more time to get attacked over for a spear.
They did. That's
yeah. Now I need a Grande Americano, to kind of hide who he is because it's basically obvious who he is. I need Ludwig, well, if it's out the bag now, to kind of disguise himself because you can still tell it's Ludwig behind his mannerisms and all that stuff. So
I thought it was Carmelo Hayes.
No, it ain't no kind. It's Kaiser. Like, it's Kaiser. can still.
You didn't think it was Carmelo Hayes?
No,
I gotta
it ain't
interrupt.
no,
this
you
part
know,
for a
it
second.
don't Carmelo Hayes.
Oh, okay.
I gotta interrupt this part for a second.
But
I told y'all a few weeks ago that everybody was disrespecting Chad Gable and talking about him being a Grande Americano, and I said it was Ludwig Kaiser, and look where we are right now. I'm just saying.
I mean,
you
they
can
must
tell
have heard
like
you.
the playing his day and the mannerisms and all that stuff. But I don't think it's a big deal yet that Braun Breaker is actually like interrupted Seth and all that stuff. But it's something to keep a lookout for.
Okay. And so your letter grade you said was a B minus?
It's a B minus, yeah.
Queen, you had a C minus, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right, BA. What's your overall opinion? Well, your highs and lows for the Raw this week and also your overall letter grade.
So my overall for this is also a B minus, and it's simply because we finally got to hear other people besides Seth Rollins talk, and that was the most important thing for me. You got this group with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman is one of the greatest talkers on the mic that has ever graced wrestling. And he doesn't even say anything. It's all Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins. And people are tired of it. People are tired of it. And as a result, Braun Breaker started to talk. Brunson Reed started to talk. They had a mission. They had a goal. We about to dominate these individuals. They did that. And then Seth, although through some struggle, won his match too. So, and that was a pretty good match with him and Penta. So to have those people actually fight throughout the whole entire night, for it to be entertaining, for Sammy to get destroyed, for Jey Uso, although I got love for Jey got destroyed too. So they stated their dominance, and this is like the first time instead of jumping people, they actually just went out there and dominated. And Braun Breaker is hilarious, man. I like the fact that he started to talk. Now we didn't know what was going to happen in the future, but the fact that he started to put that ripple there, hey, sometimes you do things and you don't even know how big the payoff is going to be or how soon it's going to come. But yeah, B minus just because of that alone for me.
All right. Devon, what's your highs and lows for Raw this week and your overall grade?
I'd probably say about a C. But I'll say I like a Grande Americano. I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. I like that. I like the character. I like the story behind it. I like the fun with it. Braun Breaker is starting to give me kind of a callback to The Rock when The Rock joined the Nation and Rock started kind of rebelling against Farouk or Ron Simmons, but not in a rebellious way as it was just basically him just taking center stage, just jumping in front of everything. And just the way that I saw Braun Breaker do what he did, I'm starting to kind of get that feeling. And I think that if things repeat like they did with The Rock, I think that Braun Breaker is going to really have a very, very successful career. I mean, by itself already, it already looks like he's going to do great. But yeah, just that pattern just gives me Nation of Domination feeling right now. I actually like seeing tsunamis. I was wondering where they were going with the fact that Bronson Reed brought up the fact that he gave Seth Rollins 6 of them. I don't know if that was shade. I mean, it's truth.
I think it
But-
was shade.
Yeah. I mean, actually, when he joined the faction, I was confused in general because I thought the last time those two were together, he pretty much put Seth out for a while. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much the parts that I really cared about during that segment. I agree that I'm glad that Seth Rollins didn't really hog the mic this time, and that the other parties were able to get some time on to cut promos. Yeah, other than that, everything else is okay.
So you gave a straight C?
C.
Okay. I'm gonna go with a C minus for Raw. A couple things I want to touch on. One, El Grande Americano. I am a fan. I think Queen knows this of El Grande Americano as well. I think as long as you don't go overboard with the hateful character. I mean, well, obviously we know he's against the luchadors, but they're doing a major luchador thing right now, so you got to have the anti-heat. But you can't go overboard without them having a major payoff. I think that's what we all know. Shout out to Booker T. But I like El Grande Americano, but I don't know if I like Ludwig Kaiser being El Grande Americano. I think he was lost as far as what to do in the move set. He was basically a punching bag. I felt like it was no offense really for Ludwig. He was out there just taking the beating until the end when he got the what is it, the plate or whatever in his head, and then did the move. He doesn't wrestle the same way as Chad Gable, and Chad Gable Chad Gable was amazing. I mean, he changes his style a little bit to be luchador and all, like he just flows. So yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this El Grande, but I wasn't feeling it after the first match. I'm not gonna lie to you. Secondly, what else you guys talk about real quick? Braun Breaker in them. Okay. I didn't like that. I thought it was too soon. They don't even have a name yet, and Braun Breaker is already like showing weakness in the group. Like, what are we doing? I don't get it. Like, they don't even
They're
have a
gonna
name.
break up
That's as
before
simple
they
as that.
even
Like,
have come
we don't even know what
together.
to call these guys. What's his name? Solo Sikoa's group has got a name already. Seen them a few times with their name. They even got a T-shirt with their name on it now. And I know that's SmackDown, and we don't even know what to call these guys, and they're already having cracks in their armor. So I don't know with this whole thing. I know we're gonna talk about it more with the future in the PLE. But yeah, my overall grade, I'm gonna give it a C minus. Nothing special. I don't gotta watch it again. Wasn't the worst Raw ever or anything like that, but it was nothing to rememberable, I should
Yeah,
say, about it
I
as
feel like
well.
the SmackDown this week
I don't
was
know.
was
Just
way
move on
more
to the next show. So with that being said,
strong.
let's go to SmackDown.
I just want to say it looks like
Yeah,
they're Braun breaking apart.
I'm gonna go around the room the opposite way this time, and we're gonna get everybody's opinion. Let's start with you, Devin. What were your highs and lows of this week's SmackDown? What was your overall letter grade?
It looks like we got something from the Wyatt Six, finally, and I'm still a firm believer that they need to do more backstage segments to kind of build the lore. But I guess I'm glad to see some success, but I just really don't know. It doesn't look like they have an actual plan for them, so I'm still trying to figure it all out. Um, I was really intrigued at the beginning with the vignettes with Uncle Howdy, when Bo Dallas did his vignettes, and I thought those are cool, but it just feels like all that momentum died off, and I would just love to see where they're going with it. I'm glad to see Ron Killings get a victory, get a win. I do wish that it was a little bit more, I don't know, definitive. I wish that it was more, his own way of winning or what have you. But hey, you know what? He got a victory over somebody who was supposedly getting a big push, and you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I still think that his story isn't over. I still think that he's got some time where he's going to end up back against John Cena, and right now they're just kind of working their way towards it without it being just Ron. I want to say Ron Cena and John Cena the whole time. So I'm just glad to see that there's something going on with him. But for SmackDown, I mean, I honestly I think SmackDown for the past, I don't know, maybe even few months has felt like a better show than Raw. So I'm gonna say a C plus. Wasn't hugely great, but still better than Raw.
Okay, BA.
It's a straight C minus for me. And I knew that they was clearly going to do everything was going to be promotion of the weekend events, right? So seeing some new faces, like I wasn't the women's 4-way match. I wasn't aware of Sol Ruka. I think that's how you pronounce her name, and you know, and she's a
Yeah.
phenomenal athlete. So seeing her and then seeing her in the future, just a day, 2 days later. So I was like, okay, cool. That's cool. That they introducing people and things like that, which they should have been doing. But you know, I get it. But the reason why to me it's a C- is because honestly, I don't like the fact that I like that Ron Killings he got a victory, but I don't like it. It was swept under the rug so fast because of the backstage interactions with Aleister Black and Damian Priest. Did they even sit in for a little bit? It's just boom, and then went straight to the okay. Now he's fighting people, and they're like, oh man, it is what it is, right? Um, and then of course Street Profits, and you know they got their L and lost their belts, in which they had it for almost 3 months or whatever the case, 3 to 4 months. Um, it was cool that they had it for a while, but once again, like I said, I mean, almost matter of fact, I'm gonna make it a D. This is a D pause because yet again they had a championship match of high caliber, and it was on a SmackDown and not a PLE. How do you have all these PLEs, in which we talked about in the group chat? How do you have all these PLEs and they can't get not one match? And now they're not the belts. Now they're not the champs anymore. So I can't expect them to be on there now. Like before I should, but I'm not. I don't see them. So you know, it is what it is. So honestly, I left SmackDown feeling a little bit underwhelmed, disappointed in a sense, really. So I don't like to feel that way. So if I'm feeling that way and it's like scripted for me to feel that way, like y'all did this purposely, it wasn't no mistake or anything like that. Yeah, I got issues with that. So I downgraded. It's a D for me, Paul.
All right. Excuse me, Travis. What's your overall, well, I guess, opinion, highs and lows of the show, and your letter grade?
Okay. For SmackDown, I gave SmackDown a C plus. And the only reason I'm getting a C plus is because of the profits. Because I don't get it why the profits lost. I think this is about to like set up Triple H to really believe like, hey, do you see color or not? Because if I see a Y6 at a PLE defending a tag team championship, I'm gonna highly be upset. But I'm dead. But I did, yeah. But I was super excited that Paul. I mean, not Paul. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm saying Paul, but R-Truth got the dub this week. And of course, leading off again, my boy LA Knight again. But you know, you don't get to that still. But you know, I gave SmackDown a C plus.
Okay.
That's it.
So I was gonna say that this was the LA Knight one. He started out the whole show. He did a nice, good promo at the very beginning, basically saying everybody coming for his head. So it was cool, you know, Mister from LA, man. But yeah, like everybody else basically said, is that everything was set up for Saturday Night Main Event. So it was all just about, you know, incapacitated people. We had Jelly Roll. I don't even know why that whole thing is going on, that side plot. You know, I do feel like that R-Truth and Aleister Black match didn't really get to marinate. I do feel like it was like really kind of pushed past and moved on, and then he was back there dealing with Damien or whatever, you know. And then we got a little fatal 4-way. So as I said, we got to see the Kabukis again and all that stuff. And it was just the lead up to Evolution with Trish and Tiff for you know, Sunday's Evolution match. But as I said, I really didn't feel like it was a weak episode. I feel like whenever we're leading up to PLEs, for the most part, everything for the most part, goes to plan. And that for the Saturday's Main Event, the main things that everybody really wanted to see were the Gunther and Goldberg match and the Seth Rollins LA Knight match. And obviously, there's a bunch of stuff that ended up happening with that we'll get to over there. But I'll give this just a C, not a C minus. Like I gave her, I'll give it a C because I do feel like this episode was better, and I feel like all the bike stuff actually was pretty good for this week's excuse me, this week's episode.
You said a C what?
Just a C, straight C.
Okay. I'm gonna give SmackDown a D minus. I almost wanted to give it an F. This was trash in my opinion. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me get some things out of the way first. The Fatal 4-Way match was fun. Like you say, Ruka reminds me of Bianca Belair in the way she's athletic and all that stuff. The white Bianca Belair, I should say, in a way. Maybe not on the mic and all that yet as far as her charisma, but that will come with time. She's still in NXT right now, obviously. So it was good to see her introduced. Other than that, though, bro, yeah, Randy Orton's. I don't need Jelly Roll. I don't want to see this. Like, I don't want to see Logan Paul and Jelly Roll against each other. It was fun that Logan Paul switched up as far as his promo against Jelly Roll. It was cute, but like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Logan Paul. So I don't really see. I definitely want to see Jelly Roll. And then to throw Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, which are two of the pillars of the company right now. Like, in that situation, is like, what are we doing? Like you guys said, Ron Killings got the W, but I mean, he didn't even get an intro. Like when they cut to him, he was already in the ring. You feel me? Like that's disrespectful, that kind of stuff. It was good he got a victory. I like the way he left out after he got his victory. But like you guys said, right after that, the rivalry straight went to Damian Priest now and Aleister Black. He's out the way. It was a way to get him out the way, basically. So I don't know what he's going to do with R-Truth. It was good. It was a good win, though. Like I said, it was a good win. But I don't know. Well, I guess I'll talk more about that maybe next week or something like that. But I feel like it was something else I wanted to speak on about Smackdown. Oh, Street Profits. Sorry, real quick. So I'll end with this. This is trash, Triple H. Street Profits were the best champions you had in the company right now, because the title has no prestige. No title has a prestige or any type of prestige right now. The tag team championship was the only one as far as on SmackDown. They were defending it, going against folks over and over again, having incredible matches, and they didn't even get to be on a PLE, as you said, BA. Not one time to defend their championships, not to win, not to defend, not to do anything. And then they lose to the Wyatt Six, who have been underwhelming. Let's keep it real, keep it a buck. The Street Profits had to get something out of them this week, but they've been underwhelming. And like, why did they get a championship shot for this reason? Like, I don't get it. You're just using it to push somebody instead of, like, you're trying to push certain people. I get mad at Paul for this type of stuff because he's using the belt to try to push someone. He did the same thing with the Motor City Machine Gun Kellys or whatever, like we talked about. Like, he pushed them with the same way. You feel me? Like, he throws belts on certain people because he tries to just go ahead and say, let's put you in the fire and let's see if it'll work. But for other folks, he's like, I can't do it, or there's a reason why I can't do it, or something like this. So, like I said, everything is scripted, so you can do what you want to do. But to not have these guys on a PLE, disrespectful. Like, this screw it. SmackDown's an F. This is trash. I'm gonna call it what it is, bro. I will never watch the show again. This made me mad. Like, really, the last wrestling event kind of made me feel a little better, especially with the ladies and all that stuff. But like this, I was mad after this. I was very disappointed. Like, bro, what the hell just happened? So with that being said, I'm giving it an F. I'm switching my letter grade. I'm giving it an F. But go ahead, Devon. I'm sorry.
I think one of the things that is kind of making it kind of tough. I mean, I think there's a few factors with it. One, there's a PLE every 2 weeks, which I think that's way overboard. But then two, because of the changes in the schedules, there's not really as many house shows anymore. And the house shows have been where they would kind of try that stuff out. They would make certain things happen, one, to give a bit more practice, but then also to see how the crowd feels about the result before they put it on live TV.
Yep.
And I think that because we have less of that, we're seeing a lot more of those experiments during the actual shows. Yep. So I think that there's a lot of other decisions that are kind of taking place that we're not going to like, because they aren't doing those other shows that aren't on TV to try them out. So I think that there's going to be a lot of frustration going on, at least over the next year, unless something big happens. And I know that they've been talking about Paul Levesque being on his way out. I don't necessarily know if that's going to completely solve the issue, because just the company's changed.
Yeah, they care too much now about quantity than quality.
Yeah,
it used to be about the quality, and then you would try to give as much quantity as you can based off the quality. Now it's just pump it, pause. You feel me? Like, just give them more, Like it doesn't matter what it is, just more and more. So I don't like that philosophy. I don't like that way of thinking. I don't like wrestling that way, but it's the way it is right now. So I mean, you got to deal with it. But let's see, y'all. We had some PLEs this weekend as well. Had two of them, a mini PLE, and I guess are both of them mini PLEs. I don't know. I guess we'll talk about it. But first and foremost, we had Saturday night's main event, where we had what started the show? Wasn't it Randy and Drew McIntyre? Randy Orton,
Yep.
I believe,
Yeah.
with Jelly Roll in his corner against Drew McIntyre, and what's his name? Paul Logan in his corner, and Randy Orton ended up winning that match. You had Solo Sikoa defending his U.S. championship against his brother Jimmy Uso, and he successfully defended his championship. You had LA Knight defeating Seth Rollins with a BFT. You also had Gunther retiring Goldberg and retaining his World Heavyweight Championship. All right, so with that being said, let's start with you, Travis. What's your highs and lows of that night or Saturday night main event, and also what's your let it grade?
Okay, I'm gonna give. I'd say it about a C+ for Saturday night main event. I mean, it did good. Like it did good, but it wasn't great. Like it just exceeded my expectations because I'm really sure that this was gonna flop. But prayers up to Seth Rollins though. Like if it's bad, like but
yeah, it changes.
I don't know
right?
if he was right. Even it changes everything because it was rumored that I don't know if Roman was supposed to be there and he was supposed to cash in his briefcase.
Nah, what I've heard from Dave, I think it's from Dave Meltzer, Travis. What I heard is Seth was actually going to beat LA Knight, so your boy was going to take the L.
Yeah, he was going to take. He was supposed to take the L.
Because of what happened, Seth didn't want to do him dirty and have him like be a cheesy way or nothing like that. He told him just put you over because I might miss some time or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that was the way the finish is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I appreciate Seth for. You did the right thing, brother. But yeah, I will hope you get better soon. I hope it's not too bad.
So that's your main part of the show, your guy. That's fine.
They're my guy. That's my guy. Like, come on, night, us night riders.
BA, what's your highs and lows of Saturday night main event, and what's your let it grade, bro?
First and foremost, pause. It's an F for me, bro. It's an F. This whole thing is an F for me. I had to reserve it from SmackDown. Man. That's why I didn't want to do the back to back. But one, as I said last time, the commercials. Oh my God, the commercials. It's a much easier watch when you watch the replay, when you watch the playback of it. Shout out. So that's a lot simpler. But it's a couple things I understand. One, I understand Jelly Roll. I'm not a fan of Jelly Roll, but I know that he's popular. I've seen him in other stuff, other entertainment shows and things. So in the wrestling, WWE is always going to have some type of celebrity interaction, right? That's just that's a part of who they are. So this is his turn. So I'm not angry at that, but I'm pissed off that it's Randy and Drew that's being accompanied by that. You could have used other people for this particular segment. You don't need Randy. You don't need Drew. These are your heavyweight hitters. These are your championship material type guys. You don't need that from that. So
let me ask you this before you continue. You can continue. Are you mad that Jelly Roll is on Saturday Night Main Event and SummerSlam, and we just talked about the Street Profits, and they're not there?
No, because like I said, it's they always want every now and then they're going to have room for an entertainer. It don't matter. It could be Floyd Mayweather. It could be anybody. It's always going to be somebody. Now, with that being said, that don't mean that they could have gotten a match anyway. In addition to, so you can have that moment, shorten that match, shorten another match, like the Goldberg match. That should have been about half of what that was. And then now they have their match. So you could add to that. You didn't necessarily need it was great, but you didn't need the Naomi Jade moment. That was a good moment, but you didn't need that. That could have been time for that type of situation. So that's how I feel about that. It's just a necessary evil when it comes to wrestling. I expect a celebrity of some kind sooner or later, a couple times out of the year. but like I said, I'm gonna get down to why I said it was a strong F. But of course, you know that Solo was gonna beat Jimmy, and then you know Jacob. Shout out to my little thing at the bottom. Pause. You know Jacob was gonna come out and do what he does, and then they was gonna have that face off. Okay, cool. And then Jacob got the crowd over in a sense, barely. Um, Seth, you know, bro, if he's gone for a while, then he gonna have to change some things up. He cannot be the high flyer, the in-ring high flyer. He's not really like a high flyer, but he's like an in-ring high, bounces off the ropes and things.
Stop doing flips, bro.
He got to stop it. He has to change his move set because it's not working. That's your Achilles heel. Your knees is your Achilles heel, bro. You want other guys did it. Other guys changed their whole MO. Sometimes you can't do the same thing. If you look at Randy put on 50 pounds of muscle, and he's totally different than what he was when he versus Skinny Orton. You know, sometimes you got to change up for the health of yourself. So he's gonna have to do that. And then the last match was just like, yeah, it was just like 5 to 10 minutes too long. It was cool. I'm glad that Goldberg hung in there, and I like the angle that they chose with the constant knee pain and things like that. Gunther will sell a match. I will give him that. He doesn't have too many bad matches, so it wasn't because of him. I'll say that. But the reason why it's an overall F is because sometimes when you when you make deals with the devil, you get what you want, but you don't necessarily get it how you want it. Pause. And this is what I mean. Yes, they wanted to outprogram AEW. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to have this. They forced this because they wanted to go against AEW when they had their WrestleMania All In, Texas All In or whatever. So when you do that, you want to lead the Twitter, the internet. You want to get all the buzz. You wanted to get all that. They did. They got it. They got it with Seth injury. And everybody was talking about Seth. So you are leading the Twitter in the top 10 and all that. Yes, you got that. Now you might gotta change everything that you had scripted, everything that you had for the next 5-6 months or whatever. And you have to potentially change everything. 2, and more important, I mean, I'm not a Goldberg fan. I'm not, but you cut his speech off at the end. Like, yo, what are we doing here? Like, I understand NBC was like, look, 2 hours, 3 hours, that's all you get. Cutoff is the cutoff. But this is also on Peacock. This is also like, where's the internet footage of this? Like, what are we doing? Like, that's terrible, man. This dude gave his whole body to the sport off and on or whatever. And this was his send-off. He didn't do the John Cena. He didn't have a whole year. He got one night in which all his people was there. Shout out, like I said, Ernest the Cat Miller. I didn't know that they was that close. And all these people there, and you cut them off, yo. That's trash, yo. I didn't like that. I didn't like the vibe of that. I didn't like the feel of that. Pause. So it was just like, you reap what you sow. You wanted to lead you wanted to be shady. You wanted to be too greedy. And this is what happens to you. So, you know, you get an F for that.
All right.
I heard that actually I read that TMZ got a quote from Bret Hart that he would have cut Goldberg's speech as soon as the music came on.
I shared it in the group.
Go ahead, Devon. What's your highs and lows and overall letter grade?
I don't have too much that I feel about this particular PLE. Just to kind of piggyback off of something that Justin said, Randy Orton is a tank right now. And I like this Orton. I like the fact that he's pretty much just doing side quests right now. He's just enjoying life from the looks of things, and I just like this Orton. 2009 Orton ain't bad to have around either, but I do kind of like this Orton. I'm going, doing his thing. Goldberg and Gunther, I'm very surprised that the match went the way that it did, in the fact that it actually lasted longer than 3 minutes. I like the fact that they let Gunther kind of just show how he can go against somebody like Goldberg, even though it's kind of 30 years too late. But I do appreciate what they were doing with it. It does kind of suck if the plan was different, which I'm hearing, the ending was supposed to be different, including Seth Rollins. If that was the case and his injury kind of made them call an audible, that sucks in general. And I mean, that sucks as far as, I wish Seth Rollins the best with his health. I hope that everything is okay and that it's not too bad. I wish him a speedy recovery. With Goldberg, I'm glad that was his last match. I'm glad that it's over. It's done. I'm on side with Bret Hart. I don't care to see him anymore. He was in good shape from the looks of it, but you know what? Jelly Roll was in his shape too. So, but yeah, that's all I had about that.
What was your overall letter grade again?
I'm just going to stick with a C with that one too.
All right, Queen. What's your highs and lows of the show and your overall letter grade?
Well, they could have called that the Saturday Night Catastrophe event because I feel like this one was worse than the last one. Like last time I feel like we had somebody that got injured last time too. Like now this time Seth got injured. Like, and that was supposed to be the most hyped up part of it, and it short as hell. Like literally Seth's foot went down and it was just that was that. And then I just remember LA looked over like and got all serious, like, uh-oh, gotta go do some stuff with my new shirt on. And then, he came and saved the day, got the win. Like, but other than that, like really truly the Jimmy solo match was the strongest match of the night. And Randy, I love Randy. That's my dude right there. Like, like it's the legend killer. But it's like that whole mixture with the Jelly Roll thing was it was kind of lame. It was really lame. Like it was lame. It fell out of place. And especially with Drew just coming back from his injury, it just kind of it was so just lame. It kind of overshadowed anything that was going on during the match. And like it made it forgettable. It made it forgettable for me. And Gunther, like, he I expected him already to carry Goldberg through that match, mostly because right when they built up to this, we saw him basically get injured trying to get into the mat when they were leading up to this whole thing. Like when they were talking the first time, and like we already knew he was not gonna make it. Like the fact that he made it, I'm proud of him. Good, did your thing. Don't intend to see you no more. He said we gonna see him around. I don't think we will. But as I said, Jacob came back, yada yada. I mean, all that nonsense happened. As I said, this whole main event, 1, 2, 3, 4 terrible matches, and one that led to an injury, one that was prematurely ended with a chokeout. Like, come on, man. And then everybody already kind of touched on the whole thing of cutting off Goldberg speech. Just let the man have his moment. He did his 20-something years. Let him just have his moment. But him and Triple H got, they don't get along well either. But as I said, this one was worse than the last one. Saturday Night Catastrophe, I give it a D.
Oh, okay.
I got a question for you, Queen. If you had to pick, if you have to pick between the two, would you pick for cameo? Would it be Jelly Roll or Travis Scott?
Travis Scott, just because I'd want to put money in another black person's pocket, but I wouldn't even want him. I'd pick neither if I could.
I'm just thinking about the relevancy in regards to Travis Scott.
I don't even know who Jelly Roll even is, other than that he makes music and he was overweight and he was an addict and he'd be trying to get people off drugs. That's all I know about Jelly Roll. He got the face tattoos by Post Malone. Other than that, I don't know why he there. I didn't even know why Travis was there, to be honest.
Yeah. All right. So
and also I do understand the credence to what Justin was saying of why they were there. Like I know why they were there. I did not want them there.
Understood. All right, so let me attack this two ways. One, overall Saturday night main event is a C- in my opinion. Now, if I'm grading it just on Saturday night main event standards, though, I thought this was like a B. Like, let me explain why I thought this was like a B. A few things. Like the Seth Rollins thing was horrible. I didn't like the way that went down, but I did like the LA Knight got the victory. Like I feel like the outcome of it actually changed things and made things different. And they were actually, like having a decent match, when it was going down. Like it wasn't like trash.
Yes.
I thought Jimmy Uso showed off. I know Jimmy wasn't going to
He
win
did.
and
Yeah,
all
that's
that,
I
but
said that
like
was the strongest match.
Saturday
That was
night
the
main
most fun.
event.
I thought that was the best one to watch. I did.
So I'm
I
saying
thought
Saturday
that
night
one
main
was
event has usually been used
Jimmy
now to
showed
like
off.
show you something, kind of like the house shows. What Devin said earlier, they've been like even when Jay Uso before he won, you like kind of put him against Gunther to see what people's reaction or whatever, and then you went ahead with it. With Jimmy Uso, the way he went, I'm like, all right, Jimmy, maybe you can get a championship or so now. Like Jimmy was out there showing off. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Randy and didn't like I said the celebrity thing, but they weren't like trash. This was at least a Raw SmackDown quality show for me, a good Raw SmackDown type quality show for me, in my opinion, with those two, as far as everybody's. And my surprise of the night, I actually thought this was one of Goldberg's best matches of all time.
I
I
agree.
thought this was
What?
one of Goldberg's best matches he's ever had, and it's like
What?
on a list with the DDP one. You feel me? Like it's certain ones that I can think of, but I'm telling you, I thought this was one of Goldberg's best matches.
Yep.
And Gunther held it down for him, made it like that. It made it. I thought I didn't like the ending. I didn't like the way he just out of nowhere like passed out and all. I thought you could have did a little something else where he maybe got up one more time. I heard people say and even like tried to spear, hit the turnbuckle, and then you catch him in the sleeper again, and then he's passed out. I thought it went too much to like from him like fighting to like being passed out. We should have had one more like hot
Yeah,
tag or whatever.
that's how
You
I.
feel me?
That's why I felt like it kind of was like meh. Like I felt
Yeah.
like we needed more of the actiony part. Like we had to watch him, build up. Like, oh, I'm not all the way
Yeah,
out.
but I'm not going against anybody's opinion because everybody had weaker, but I'm just telling you why I
Oh no, I
thought
wasn't going to
it
get
was
your opinion.
higher. Because like he got the spear, the jackhammer, like he gave him a jackhammer. It wasn't the greatest jackhammer, but he got him up. He had him up and he put him down. I was like, bro, he gave him a
That was a
jackhammer. Like,
suplex.
nah, he had him up for a second, bro, and then he turned him over. It was a jackhammer. Give him, come on, man, 58 years old. You feel what I'm saying? For him to have one of his best, I thought that was cool. One of the issues with me, my main issues, and I'm gonna say why already because of the next PLE. I know we're gonna get that in a second, right after this. The next PLE Evolution went overboard by like 20 something minutes as well. It was like 3 hours and 20 something minutes. If that was 3 hours and 20 minutes on the same station, Peacock and all of that, there was no reason Triple H cut his interview short or his celebration of retirement speech. That was Triple H's call. That was Paul Levesque's call and no one else's. By me seeing what happened in Evolution later on the next day or whatever like that. That was disgusting, but it is what it is. They put it up on YouTube and all that. And shout out to the Leech, like you say, BA Cody Rhodes coming out there and want me included as well. But it is what it is.
And they played his music. Ugh.
Yeah. But let's get to the last PLE of the weekend, WWE wise at least, and that's Evolution. We had Evolution just ended actually about an hour or so ago. We had the NXT Women's Championship. JC Jane defended her championship against Jordan Grace, and I guess won. It wasn't cleanly, but she got the victory. We had the Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match where Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez actually successfully defended their Tag Team Championship against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, the Kabuki Warriors, and Sol Roca, and what was the other lady that she was with? Her name?
Zaria.
Zaria.
Okay, there you go. But we had that, and as I said, it successfully retained their tag team championship. We had the Women's Intercontinental Championship, where Becky Lynch successfully defended her Intercontinental Championship against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. We had Tiffany Stratton successfully defend her WWE Women's Championship against Trish Stratus. We had in a no holds barred match, Naomi was defeated by Jade Cargill with Bianca Belair as a special guest referee. And lastly, for the Women's World Championship, we had Io Sky defending her championship against Rhea Ripley, but then the Mrs. Money in the Bank, Naomi, cashes in, makes it a triple threat match, and the new World Heavyweight Champion is Naomi after she pins Io Sky with a split-legged moonsault. So we're going to do this a little differently. I'm going to go first with mine on this one, y'all. I thought this was I'm going to give it a B+. And I'm lying. I'm going to give it a B+. I'm going to give it a B+. the battle royal was just to get Stephanie Valkyrie on. Shout out to Black Girl Magic first and foremost with tonight. It's crazy
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it's crazy that in the pay-per-view the PLE that it didn't seem like they really wanted to give a bunch of publicity to and all that stuff and just let it go. He made it a Black Girl Magic show, so shout out to Paul for that. But I wish you would have gave it more publicity, so more people probably would have been entertained and probably watching it at the show, understanding what was about to go down. But shout out to Black Girl Magic for this show first and foremost. I felt like the battle royal, what's her name, Lash Legend showed off. She showed out and made her name in that battle royal. So with her right there and that, I thought that was her calling. And the fatal 4-way match, the girls, the ladies, they held it down. Like I said, I was glad that actually Raquel and Roxanne kept the tag team championship. I was like, maybe they're gonna give it to Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I'm like, please don't do that. Just let them have it. You've given it to Roxanne now. Build something with that where Liv can return. Maybe you do something like don't cut it short now and that you actually can build some long term, storytelling or whatever. So that was cool. I didn't need to see Jordan. Jordan Grace and JC Jane or whatever like that. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't really care for that. I thought Jordan was going to win. She didn't win. I know they introduced Blake Monroe or whatever, had her involved so they could have her be seen on a major PLE or whatever. So that was cool. Here we go with another thing. I thought this was Tiffany Stratton's best match I've seen there since I've been watching wrestling. I thought this was Tiffany Stratton's best match against Trish Stratus. The stuff that Tiffany Stratton was doing out there, the way she was handling herself and controlling it all, I thought this was her best match. Like it wasn't a botch fest. I actually thought they actually had put on a good match between the both of them, where she was handling herself. Trish was handling herself as well, especially being an older lady and all that. So I thought they held it down. The IC belt, I wanted Becky to keep hers. I think I might have said that already, but she did. They held it down. They have chemistry and all. It is what it is. I think you need to move on from that now.
Yeah.
Maybe decide what you want to do the next step. But that's really the tired one I didn't want to get to. Naomi and Jade, man, that no holds barred match. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to the lady. Shout out to Bianca Belair. Shout out to that story. Shout out to the chemistry between these three ladies. Shout out to the chemistry between Naomi and Jade, the way Naomi makes Jade look. Jade was out there not only looking like a powerhouse, but also selling moves, letting Naomi put moves on her. Shout out to the finish, the Jaded through the table that Naomi allowed Jade to put her through. Shout out to the Naomi getting colored in a match. Shout out to a whole bunch of shout out to Bianca Belair being a huge stuff. Shout out to this match in general, bro. Jade got the victory. She goes on being the queen of the ring, a major victory in a no holds barred match. I think they say it was one of the 4 or 5 no holds barred ladies matches there ever has been. Shout out to them ladies. They put on an incredible show. But I guess the main event of the night, and these ladies have incredible chemistry as well. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. My only thing with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, when they wrestle, sometimes it has that AEW type feeling to me, where it's not like a story in the ring; it becomes a spot show. If that makes sense, like they just do spots over and over again. It's not like oh my God, you done this. We just going to do spots. But I thought it was an incredible match. So let me take that away from the match. They showed out. They did their thing. And the ending with Naomi winning the championship, I thought that was incredible in general. Like she's now the champion. I think her and Jade can now have a story one more time. If you give Jade now the championship from Tiffany Stratton. And I think we talked about this on the last show, BA, where I told you, man, what if they had right in front of them and let Naomi go and take the other championship from Io and Rhea? And hey, shout out to Paul if you're watching this show, but they went ahead and did it. So I'm gonna give the show an A-. I'm gonna give it A-. I thought it was incredible. I wish the publicity or the marketing was even better from Paul. I didn't think he expected this from the show, but the ladies went out there and showed out. So shout out to them. That's my grade. Travis, let me go to you next, bro. What do you think about the show?
I thought it was great. Like I gave it a B-. Like what's that? But I want to let you know too, bro, that you was right. Like you called the cash in. You called now that part. You called it to the T.
Yeah,
the battle royal. But yeah, the battle royal. I ain't really had a decisive winner. I say I wanted to pick, but I got to give it to anybody except for Nikki Bella. But what else I wanted to talk about? Yeah, I ain't really care for the JC Jane and Jordan Grace match, but all the girls did a good job. I actually thought they was gonna have like a female, announce team. Like I thought they was going to at least get rid of Wade Barrett and Michael Cole for the night and put some ladies on
Yeah,
that
I kind of
at
did
the
too,
table.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, but have them do color commentary. But
some
yeah,
girls do some color commentary for the night. Maybe that's something that they can actually look forward to in the future. Yeah, but other than that, I ain't really had no beefs. Everything was cool. I love the Naomi and the Jade match and the fact that they got color. But overall, I give it a B- for Evolution.
You're muted, King. We can't hear you.
The game.
King, you're muted. You're muted. Oh, he's pointing down.
My turn. Okay, bet. Yep. All right, so this is what we're gonna do, right? This right here is Evolution A+. This is as close as I've seen from start to finish a great performances all the way around, and I've yet to see that. So to witness that from the opening match, I don't know what y'all saying. Like this whole triangle thing with the Intercontinental belt. Like I said, there was a reason why EO wasn't getting her time. It's because that time slot was slotted for the fact that Becky was going over every time she goes out there. Her and Bailey are putting on. Lyra is just a sidekick at this point. It's them two fighting each other or battling each other, and they know each other so well. I mean, it just flows.
And
they just flow right off.
Lyra.
That's fine. I don't. She could be there. It doesn't matter. That pinfall that Becky did when she flipped over, and I said, "Yo, that's beautiful wrestling, bro." And the fact that they did that, they pulled it off great. I like the fact that I get to see a Jordan match, right? I'm not necessarily a huge fan of what's going on with that. And then JC Jane and then the Blake Monroe, whatever her name is, she came out there. I was like, cool, okay, bet. I'm understanding what's going on. I'm interested in this, in whatever they got going. So I'm gonna go ahead on and check out NXT a little bit more, especially after I finish watching Bash. So I'm like, all right, bet, y'all got me. I'm hooked now. Good job. Just the of course you said everything, bro. That no holds barred match. When they was doing spots, the table with the leg when she was scraping her face against the I was like, yo, they were doing different stuff that you haven't seen. And we've been watching wrestling for over 30 years, right? Collectively, over 30 years, each of us. And the fact that I'm seeing stuff that I haven't seen in a pretty much a no DQ match when they bring tables, chairs, and shout out to them. Shout out to the fact that we just witnessed a perfect match for Jade. Jade, she doesn't necessarily need to be as fluid as everyone wants her to be. No, she needs that separation, those pauses and things like that. She just shown that she can get her butt whipped throughout the entire match and still pull off a victory. That was beautiful. That's what I wanted to see. It didn't make me feel any less of Jade as a wrestler or anything like that. I was like, yo, that's it. She's timely. She can make great impactful moments and just keep flowing with that. So I'm glad they did that. Great job. The Tiffany and Trish match, like you said, Trish performed very well. I can't take. She has one of the prettiest moonsaults that you'll ever see. Trish performed well. Trish did her thing. Tiff and Trish, they outperformed, and I didn't expect Trish to perform this well, especially this late in her career. So the fact that she was able to pull off this kind of a match, kudos to her. Shout outs to her. Now this battle royal was tremendous. Like when you really sit down and watch the match itself, from Chelsea Green and her service, Shorty dived out the ring to save Chelsea. Like I was like, yo, that's a hell of a spot. Kalani Kalani did the Kofi joint. I was like, oh, look at the athleticism being performed right now. And as I said Steph was going to, if Bianca's not in this, I said Stephanie McCabe was going to win. But if they put Lash in that Final Four, I'm happy. Lash was number 2, bro. And I was like, yo, finally, she's not necessarily a champion in NXT. So pull her, bring her. She proved that fact. The fact that she bodied Nia Jax, like
that's a rivalry already. That's a rivalry.
Yeah,
already.
She's here. They flirted with her before, and then they broke up the tag team. They sent other shorty packing. Maybe they thought that she was the weak link. Don't know. But the fact of the matter is, Lash is here now. She proved that she can fight with anyone in the ladies. So shout out to that. The tag match, that was great. You're gonna see this over and over again. Charlotte Flair pulling Alexa Bliss back and saying, "I got you." That was a great moment. Like, there was that storytelling within the match itself, and that's what we were missing. And in the last match, like I said, I know y'all gonna go in on that. It was great. The great spots in that. The fact that the crowd was saying this is wrestling, that's why you get the A+ for me, because the crowd is showing you, they're telling you, you can perform well. Just do it. AEW does it when they had their pay-per-views and stuff like that. I just watched their pay-per-view. Those dudes perform very well, and ladies, they perform very well in the ring, and it sells right. I didn't know WWE still had a card like this in them, and they showed it. And not only did they show it, the ladies showed it, the women showed it. This is wrestling. Triple H, whatever you got to do, whatever notes you got to take. I don't care if you got to talk to Stephanie. I don't care if she was in on the process. Somebody got to bring whatever magic that was here. They got to bring it over to the main card. And of course, it's not going to be all men. Of course, the women's going to come back and all that. This is wrestling, and I was excited. Shout out to all these ladies. They performed very well.
Nice. Devon?
There's not much I can do to say beyond that observation right there. They pretty much covered most of everything. Congratulations to Naomi on winning the championship. I'm glad to see that she got it. I'm glad to see that she's getting her rise, and I wish her the best. Her and Jade. Actually, that whole story with those three, I'm just glad to see them. I guess just being at the top. It's just in my opinion. I am going to kind of pull back something that what's his face Drew McIntyre said about, if you want to succeed, change your name to Fatu. And I'm bringing that up because Naomi replied to that saying, I already did. Yeah. So, you know what? Hey, I don't even care. I love the fact that she's winning. I love that she's succeeding. I think she's been in that company way too long to not be in a higher position than where she's been. So, any rise that she can get now, I love it. And I love her as a heel. I think she's doing a great job as a heel. And, I just hope that everything continues, and I hope that she succeeds. I hope that Jade gets more time in the ring and on the mic, just to, better her craft, find her way. And hopefully everything continues to get better for her, because she's going to be that next chapter after Naomi decides to step away. So, yeah, just kudos to that entire show, though. That's all I really had.
I wanted to add on. I think Naomi may be my favorite of all time as far as women's wrestler. I think what's her name? Bianca's my favorite right now, but I think Naomi may be my favorite of all time. Before I left watching wrestling, whatever, Naomi was my favorite, and now watching all this, I think Naomi was my favorite of all time. But I wanted to save last but definitely not least opinion for Queen. She's the lady on the panel, the resident lady. So I wanted to get her overall opinion on how the ladies held it down for her, and her opinion, basically representing you, how you felt about the event overall, baby, how you feel about what's your letter grade for it, and just basically anything in general you want to give about the show. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. So there was, of course, I want to touch on the Jade match, but I'm going to save that because that one was the most exciting for me. It was great seeing Trish back. Being an old head, I remember seeing her when she was in her youth, out here. So she was still looking like maybe she could, be like at a little 28-year-old, maybe 30-year-old Trish status. But she really actually did put on a great show, and she was very reciprocal with Tiffany, and I feel like they did put on a great match in that. It was good to see her out there. I hope she has a few more matches in her before she chooses to retire. Um, the Royal Rumble, I thought, or the Battle Royale, I thought was really great. Everyone already kind of touched on it with Lash Legend and a lot of the other ladies getting to see them and see how they all got to interact with each other because we normally don't get to see a lot of those women together. So it was really cool getting to see them, especially since the Royal Rumble that we had earlier this year. Um, I don't know any as much about the Jane girl. I know that those are NXT people, so I'm gonna just kind of push back them. The Rhea match with Io was great. I feel like it one again goes kind of back to the Royal Rumble when we had the ladders and all of that in the ring. I felt like it was good spots, but it was also another good reciprocal match. Like I felt like the Evolution evening was really great. I feel like a lot of the women were showing not just good athleticism and acrobatics, but also they were being very safe with each other. We didn't really see we actually I don't think we saw anyone got injured at all during Evolution at all. So like yeah, it was a completely safe night, which is the most thing that you can hope for. Um Trying to see if there's anything else I really care as much about because I don't care as much about the Becky storyline. Like that's kind of just a over there for me. But I know a lot of y'all do. But me, I didn't really ever really follow Becky at all. So like whenever we get to the Becky and Bailey and all them, I'm just kind of like, okay. But of course, the main thing I want to talk about was the beautiful match. It was a no holds barred. It was wonderful. I feel like from beginning to end. I've been following Jade since she was at AEW. I actually came across her on Instagram and she did a storm picture and I thought it was cool. I didn't even know she was a wrestler at the time. This was probably about like 2022, I think. So like I've been following her for a while and I know that she was originally trying to be in WWE back in the day and that they said that she was too green, she wasn't ready. So getting to watch her just this year has been really just great. You've got to watch her development on the mic. You've gotten to watch her development as far as her skills with working with a lot more of these veterans because her and Bianca are closer in age than she is to Naomi. Naomi is a veteran, I guess, between the three of them. And that Naomi is being not only a great teacher, but during her whole villain arc right now, she's been able to get Jade to be a better talker and get Bianca to be a better talker and be better wrestlers. So I felt like tonight was a great example of watching what all these women have been working on for about the past year. Um, Naomi, excellent. We got color on her. She always just looks great. The I loved all of the dramatics of it. Like I think that match had dramatics, and that's kind of what was lacking with that Becky and with that Rhea match. It's not just about the talking. I think people think it is, but it's the expressions, it's everything. Like Naomi looked like a menace out there. She looked crazy, like she was grabbing the toolbox, and then Jade was looking desperate at a point, like get off of me, like you're a crazy person. Like it was awesome. Like I loved watching Jade grab the camera and then smash it into Naomi. That part awesome. That is, if it's not viral already, it'll definitely be a meme in the next few hours because it was hilarious. It was great. The audience loved it. Like everybody loved it. Like their vibe, their energy, like all of it was just, it put on a great show. It wasn't just the athleticism. It wasn't just the acting. It wasn't just them talking back and forth with each other. It wasn't just like Bianca being like, oh my God, my friends. It was the whole thing was set up and everybody got to watch it in real time and there was no botches like I said. Like everything was just fluid, it was clean, and I felt like for Jade it was a really good moment for her because people always are doubting her, and so she really was like, look, you saw me, I did like an awesome ending and everything, and it wasn't all just a bunch of spots like the other matches
Mhm.
were. It was a bunch of choreography and dramatics in between. It was definitely more of like an 80s 90s vibe, like oh just funny things going on between. Jake used to have a snake and the snake would come out, a little banter things would happen in between for a second and then we go back to fighting again. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All of those dramatics are what makes these PLEs worth watching. I could have watched this on a Raw. I could have watched this on a SmackDown. No, I got to watch this on a PLE, and it made it worth it being a PLE and me and stay up for. Like, I'm glad I stayed up and watched it, and I hope a lot of people do too as well. I know it's like midnight, so the people in the UK probably right now are typing up or doing their little videos about the PLE as well. So, as I said, it was an excellent way to spend a Sunday, especially the past few PLEs have been kind of disappointing to me. As I said, Saturday night's main event wasn't that strong, but the Evolution, it was great. Women did great. It was safe. And they also, like BA said, they were saying this is wrestling because it was. It was exciting. I noticed the crowd was full, surprisingly, with Beyonce there. And I also noticed that everybody was engaged. Everybody was yelling, like everybody was just having fun. Jade was messing with people in the crowd too.
Yeah.
Like everybody was just having a really good time. Like, good job,
That's
Paul. I don't really
that's
like you, but good job, Paul.
that's a show. That's a show they'll never forget. Like, it was supposed to be a flop,
Yes.
and it's like an
Mm-hmm.
intimate show that they actually went to and was like, bro, I got to go to Evolution too. But I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
say, when you said about the camera, babe, Jose Lothario, BA, I want to say that name to you. Psycho Sid. You remember that? But what's your overall grade for the show, babe?
Oh, well, I'll give it an A+.
A+. Hey, hold up. I might the best pay-per-view of the year so far. Best PLE. Shout out to the ladies for
Agreed.
holding it down and
Yeah,
showing it how it's
agreed.
done.
It was a great PLE. It was great.
Nice. So go ahead, Devin, real quick.
Shout out to the announce team for continuing to bring attention to the fact that it's been so long since the last one, and asking for them to show up with the next one sooner. So
Yeah.
shout out to them for bringing attention to that on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And with that being said, for the sake of time, let's move on. And that segment was brought to us by Fanatics. This I Was Told segment is brought to you by the folks over at Fanatics. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem them in your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and Fanatics exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description. So we were not going to have a wrestling tea segment today, but shout out to BA. He said he had some breaking news from Paul himself about Seth Rollins. So, bro, the floor is yours. Let us know.
So it ain't too much. So all he said was I screenshotted it real quick. All he said was it doesn't look good for Seth, and we will be resetting the path on Raw. He was here tonight, and he didn't want us to, because he didn't want to miss his right perform. Right now, his injury is inconclusive. So the fact that first quote was he doesn't look good for Seth. He doesn't necessarily say that when people get injured. You know what I'm saying? So
He's like, I don't want to get your hopes up. Let's not even worry about him right now.
yeah,
I was
gonna be out.
I was saying, I told Queen it's at least one of the CEOs are messed up, right? Yeah, I was depending on if it had been an MCL or something like that, he may have been able to work through it, knee brace, all that stuff. Maybe to just take some time away, not really wrestle, and still, do something. If it's that ACL though, he out probably past WrestleMania next year. And the way it looked and all, the way he was going off and all that, I'm thinking he tore that ACL in that knee.
And I think that's the same leg that he had the surgery on before, isn't
The
it?
surgery on. I think it's the same leg.
Yeah, so yeah, that could change a whole bunch.
So what does this do for the briefcase stuff?
Damn,
We'll
what is
see.
this whole
Shout
summer? It's
out to
summer.
Paul. Shout out to
Shout
Paul.
out,
But
You
that
better get them
segment there,
writers.
that segment there was brought to you by Playback. Thank you to our friends over at Playback for this segment. Pause. If you're tired of the national media and the annoying ways they sometimes cover sports and other events, give the Glow Sun Production channel on Playback a try. We cover new and old school basketball, wrestling, and geek culture. And just recently, we've added boxing, mixed martial arts, anime, and even video gaming. So if you have time in your busy day, give our channel on Playback a look and check out some of our replays while you're at it. Another special shout out to our favorite app, Playback. Back to the show. Let's get to the glow yard.
Sponsored by True Classic.
Always wanted to try True Classic, but hate shopping online? Keep watching. You've probably seen our ads online. Look, I get it, you're skeptical. I mean, is everything we sell really as soft and well-fitting as we say it is? If you need to try us before you buy us, True Classic now has stores nationwide. Visit one of these stores and you can fit, feel, and outfit a bunch of our customer favorites. So don't wait for shipping or worry about how much to spend. Visit one of our retail stores today and see the True Classic difference for yourself.
All right, y'all. Let's get to these questions and comments real quick. WWE Army said he will be back. I'm not sure what you're talking about, WWE Army. If you're still here, let us know. We'll, I guess, respond to.
All right, Seth.
Seth. Oh, absolutely. I mean, Seth.
Roberts.
Yeah, that's what you mean. Yeah, Seth will be back. His career's not over, but he had to change up his style. Like
We're
you
gonna take
said,
a break though.
Yeah, he
Yeah, for
needs
a season.
in a way, not because of the injury. Like he doesn't need the injury, but he needed a break. He needed to go away and change his character. Like Seth really needs to revamp his character for his last hoorah. As far as he's getting older as well, I think he's the same age as like Roman and Cody and them. So like he gotta get ready. Let's see, we got Latte on my guy Latte. He said, "What up, everyone? I hope everyone is doing well. The Saturday night event was boring, but the evolution was amazing." I feel you, Latte.
Latte.
He says, "Not gonna lie, never a fan of Goldberg. Excuse me, but it was a 3-star match, Max. Also, shout out to Ron Killings. He's saving wrestling industry." Yeah, it was definitely wasn't a 5-star match. Like I don't want anybody to think that. I don't think the Goldberg match was a 5-star match. I don't think Goldberg has a 5-star match actually. But I think it was one of the best Goldberg matches, like I said, he's ever had.
A 2-star match is an improvement for Goldberg.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like 3-star, this is like 3.5 or so around there. So this was good. I was entertained by it. I may actually watch this again. Like if I had to watch a Goldberg match, like, let me see what happened again. Let me see the ending and all that. But the ending really messed it up. It could have been his best match. Like the ending, he was close. Latte says, "I know King will love this. If Cody turns heel in SummerSlam, I might also be a Cody fan too. We'll see. The double turn. I'm hoping." What up, cuz? He said, "I wasn't expecting much once I learned Goldberg was fighting Gunther. Hate Seth got hurt, but I'm not a fan of the faction, nor the storyline. Hopefully they will go another direction." I feel you, cuz. Yeah, they have to now. Seth was the major piece. I mean, Roman Reigns supposed to return. Like, that was the guy he's supposed to be returning against. They gotta turn everything. Did we go straight for Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker? Are they gonna go that there already? They gonna do that? They ready to? Roman not gonna win again ever? He's just gonna keep putting L's now. Latte says, "I agree."
That's a question that needs to be answered next week.
That's crazy.
Right.
Latte says they need to just put the belt back on Roman, but that's neither here nor there. Latte says, "I agree. Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Logan Paul and Drew seems weird. Basically watching part-timers versus rapper, but main story is Randy versus Drew all over again." I didn't get why Drew lost. Because I'm guessing Jelly Roll and them going to win at SummerSlam, right?
So it's back to back. Yeah,
Wow,
I didn't
so-
get into that part of it. Yes, I don't know why they had them lose just to lose at SummerSlam, unless they win at SummerSlam. That's the only.
I mean, Jelly Roll I hear Jelly Roll may actually do the Travis Scott type thing. Like he may be trying to not just do a one-time wrestling thing, so he may lose.
Yeah.
He may take the L if he's not just doing a one-time thing.
That's
I just
the
want
only
to
way it makes sense.
Not everybody can be Bad Bunny though, and
The way he
Right,
moved,
Bad Bunny's been the
Wait
GOAT.
the way Jelly Roll was moving and throwing punches and all that, I don't want to see him wrestle.
Mhm.
You feel me? Like you can tell and look and see the way Travis Scott was moving. I didn't want to see him wrestling. Like you feel me? Logan Paul can throw a punch, can move. You feel me? Bad Bunny, those guys can do that. You can tell looking at Jelly Roll, he can't throw a punch. Not saying he can't throw. I don't know how he can fight or whatever, but I mean, as far as throwing
A wrestling punch.
yeah, like feel me? I don't think he can. So I don't know. I don't really want to see Jelly Roll, but I understand, like BA said, why they're doing it. Latte said, what happened to Travis? Haven't seen him in a while.
He's out with
I'm
the
right
money.
here. So no, probably Jack Boys 2 happened.
Talking about he want Jack Boyce. That's what he said on his Instagram. Oh my goodness, pause. Latte says the MVP of the match was the women's world title. It was so good. Other cards were great. The Royal one. I do expect either Lash or Stephanie to win. Yeah. I thought Stephanie was going to win. Either her or Nikki Bella. But when Nikki came, I don't know. But the MVP, the world title match, like I said, the world title match and the for me at least, like Latte, seeing the ladies and all, the no holds barred match was special for me. But that last match was awesome too, though. I felt like it went on a little too long though, and I didn't understand. I was about to get mad because I thought Rhea was going to win, and when Io, what was it, hit the ref just for like Rhea to put in a riptide and then like have her down for like a 10 count. And I thought she was going to beat her as well. I'm like, why the hell did she knock the ref out for her to just bury her? Like, what is going on? But she still has her record over Rhea. So I like that as well, that it did that. Latte also says that this Evolution flat out beats this Saturday night main event. I wasn't even paying attention. LOL, was watching baseball. The ladies delivered, solid A- for me as well. Yeah. So I say Latte. It was awesome. He said, good show, y'all. Take care and good night. Same to you, Latte. Appreciate you. And said, would y'all be okay if he gives his money in a bank briefcase to one of the members in his faction, set up a feud between the factions?
I think that's what he's gonna do. Because what else is he gonna do? He's like, just has it now.
I think they should have another match.
That would be nice.
I think they should have another match. They should have something where it's for the money in the bank briefcase. So, if they're gonna win it, let him win it. Like, let him win it. Don't just give it to him.
Mm-hmm. They'll probably do
a preview.
At least some type of a tournament or something like that. I would say that at least.
And then they're spoiling a potential good match right now because on Raw preview, they're having a gauntlet match. Like, what? Why wasn't that on Saturday Night? Okay, we're not even gonna go that route. But that's the type of match that you don't necessarily need to have another ladder match for it, in my opinion. But a match like what they're freaking doing, but it's gonna be just. I hate WWE.
This could get rid of it though. You know, Triple H doesn't like Money in the Bank. He doesn't like that somebody got to be set up to actually be in a championship match every year based off the briefcase. Like, sometimes he doesn't want his champion to be like moved, and he doesn't have anybody to. He doesn't want somebody to go against him and take the L. You feel me? Like, it's like so he doesn't want to. I don't think he likes those type of things where somebody actually automatically has to go ahead and change your creative and make your creative change where you got to do something different. So I don't know, but yeah, they need to do something. Don't just give it to him. Don't just do that. Give it to him. They don't have a name yet. Like, that's why. I don't think they're connected enough. He just started having beef with Braun Breaker. So Braun kind of stood in front of him. Like, you can't now give him the briefcase, I feel like. But that's the last question, y'all. I know we went a little bit over. We appreciate everybody for being here tonight. I know we had a few people that were here. It was a good weekend of wrestling with the Evolution PLE. That was actually very entertaining. I'm very impressed and very happy for the ladies. That was incredible. They showed out. The guys definitely got to find a way to make something. SummerSlam better be incredible, man. SummerSlam better be incredible with the way Evolution was, but I doubt it. All right, y'all. Why am I so harsh on wrestling? I'm sorry. But with that being said, y'all, if you could hit that, I know, bro. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the right of Devon's left shoulder down there. Also, hit that like button, y'all, before you leave the door. Please, everybody was here. Hit the like button, dislike button, however you feel about us. Please just interact. Also, hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever we have a show. We usually do shows here on Sunday afternoons, but because we had a Sunday evening PLE, we decided to make it a recap show for you for the Sunday evening show as well. So thank you. You should say you guys should thank us for staying up late and not being asleep right now. But we thank you guys as well. But other than that, y'all, follow us on our other shows if you don't know already. First and foremost, shout out to BA because he just started the show. Him, also Rel, Will, and Big J on Cuz We Geek, where they talk about all things geek culture, movies, and television. Also follow myself and Rel on Cap and Crown if you haven't already. We talk about all things new school and old school basketball. We have a show, well, first and foremost, what is it? Because we can have shows on Tuesday evenings and Saturday. Is that right? Still, Justin, Tuesday evening, Saturday morning, right?
Saturday mornings.
Okay, make sure you're gonna switch it up. And Captain Crown is Monday evenings and Wednesday evenings. We missed last week. We'll be back this week. Also follow Justin on what is it? Get Off the Damn Fence, where they talk about all things just in pop culture, just in general, mainly include sports, but they talk about a little bit of everything over there as well. Do us a favor, follow Devon on his socials. Also Travis on his socials. Devon, just an entertaining guy. Call him the entertaining guy. Travis he does actual videos and all as far as viral comedic videos. So follow him over there if you're interested in that type of stuff. And also, last but not least, on Playback, we had the video up earlier, the segment for it, talked about it, had the little ad. If you follow us on Playback, Queen does She Talks Otaku. She's having another show. When is it, Queen? July.
I don't know. I didn't reschedule it
Oh,
yet.
you didn't do it
but
yet?
It'll be
Okay,
Sailor
well,
Moon R.
She's doing Sailor Moon R soon, so
Yep.
follow us
It'll be
over
scheduled
there.
on Playback. You'll see it.
Yep, but follow all of our socials as always, Discord and all that nonsense, y'all. And hold on, before we get off of here, Devon wants to close the show. The floor is yours, bro. Oh, you muted.
You're muted.
You,
You're muted, Devon.
you're muted.
There you go.
Oops, my bad. Just wanted real quick, just give thoughts and prayers to the family of Kevin Nickel. Those who may not know, he's a former NXT performer known as Knuckles Madsen. He was unfortunately lost his life this weekend from a gunshot wound to the abdomen. Has a 9-year-old son that he left behind. Just wishing the best for him and his family. His family, and thoughts and prayers. Just wanted to throw it out there.
Hey, yep. Definitely rest in peace. I
rest
wanted
in
to
peace,
also prayers to the flood victims as well. I know we never talk about that. We're human beings, so we understand that. But other than that, y'all, this is We Talk Combat, the best damn combat review show there is around on YouTube. It's myself, King. I'm with my guests. I'm not my guest, my co-host. Jeez, I'm sorry, y'all. Queen, Travis, BA, and Devon. And we will see y'all next week. Same wrestling time, same wrestling place.